As we've been reporting, events are being held in Rwanda to mark the 30th anniversary of the genocide. Olushola John Jacobs examines a period when the world came face to face with the horrors of Mondays. I'm joined on the line from Kigali, the capital of Rwanda, by someone who survived the genocide. Janvier Mucho is the CEO of Empowering Dreams Foundation. Janvier, thank you for being with us on Arise Primetime. Can you hear me, Janvier? Can you hear me? Okay, looks like we are experiencing technical... Okay. We're experiencing technical difficulties there. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us. Well, unfortunately, we were unable to get back Janvier Mucho. We'll try later in the program. But for now, I'm being joined in the studio by the Rwandan High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ambassador Christophe Bazivamo. Ambassador, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So it's 30th anniversary of the genocide. Since that incident, very unfortunate incident, your country has achieved a lot of milestones, hasn't it?
Let me say first that for commemoration, being the 30th or others of the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda in 1994 is to remember over 1 million people, 1 million Tutsi who have been lost during that period. So it is not only to remember them, it's also to think about, do we stay where we have seen the country in that period, or we keep moving forward in rebuilding the country? And what we have been trying in the last 30 years was actually, first of all, to ensure security for all Rwandans, to ensure we do healing of people and reconciliation, and moving forward to try to bring back institutions and put in place legal framework to ensure actually we rebuild the country in a way that we can run it moving together with everyone, avoiding to leave anyone behind.
Right. Obviously, a lot has happened since then, and as you have mentioned, you're still in the process of rebuilding, and you have done a lot of that. Can you share with us the processes that led to where we are today, how you were able to heal the country and give us what it is today?
So healing and reconciliation was very key to come up later on with, again, unity of Rwandans. Because we always think that if you are not united, it is difficult actually to progress, to develop. And this was key in our process. Unity of Rwandans, reconciliation among themselves, and trying to bring back actually justice. And here we're insisting on justice for reconciliation, not justice in a democratic way, to ensure we build or rebuild our economy. And we thought it is important actually to count on our own resources, because counting from outside, we have seen it was not working. And we have actually considered that the most important resource of a country is its population. And here, building capacity of the population through education, ensuring adequate health for everyone, and economically to also count on what we have in our country. These were actually things which were important to bring back, and this has been helpful, especially counting on building the capacity of the population, because we say as Rwandans, if we are together, we can, and we have shown it is possible.
You touch on a very important point, justice. Without justice, a society cannot be built. We understand that Rwanda incorporated some traditional African legal systems. Can you share with us or walk us through that and how that is being used in the interest of the Rwandese people?
So let's say not only in the justice, but in whichever you want to achieve in a sustainable way, looking back in your tradition and finding which is unifying the factors which has helped our societies to build and to move forward is very important. So for the case of Rwanda, we have found in our tradition what we call traditional courts, which are gacaca, and these are community-based courts, which emphasize actually telling the truth, discussing and building together a common understanding for a solution to be adopted by everyone. And this has brought actually our people together to discuss through gacaca, to find the right punishment for who have committed the genocide, and again to try to reconcile people who are victims and people who have been actually killers, to try to, because the country is one, we have to live together, we have to find a way of living together. So reconciliation was very key, even if it is hard, but we have tried. And these traditional courts, called gacaca, community-based courts, have helped a lot in that process.
You said that reconciliation was hard, truth and reconciliation. South Africa also had it, at the end of apartheid. How hard was it? Because we believe that other African countries can learn from Rwanda.
Yeah.
What specifically did you do?
Everyone should understand that actually sitting together victims and perpetrators is not an easy thing. It is not an easy task. But everyone wanted also to know why this has happened among people who have been living together for a long time. And we have discovered, which is one, that actually colonialism has played a big role. Issue of poverty, the element of bad politics, bad governance, and involving of the government can only be one of the strong reasons a genocide can happen and be conducted. So this arm of the government was also identified, and people were understanding that there are many causes, root causes of this to happen. And individual cases were to be punished according to what they have done, but the system itself has to be reviewed so that we can move forward together. And this sitting together, victims and perpetrators, and trying to find out how, because you have to be together, what is to be done on one side, what to be done on the other side, so that people can keep on together. This has actually helped the community to be together. Of course, punishing those who were actually who have committed genocide, and also understanding who, because it was an issue of a society to identify who exactly has committed what, and then to see you can move with the remaining part of the population, because you cannot criminalize everyone.
In terms of healing, is Rwanda completely there? Because we're human beings and there is always the potential to relapse. What do you think?
So we do kind of evaluation every year. We bring people together, we analyze how the society is moving, the community are living together. And we have found so far that when it comes to reconciliation, we are at 94% of this process. but it is an ongoing process. You cannot say we stop because it is needed over time.
But on the back of these successes, some would say there has been a certain loss of freedom or a bit of fear within Rwanda. How would you respond to that?
This is something you have to witness actually when you are in Rwanda. People are happy with what we have achieved. People are happy with which kind of governance we are facing. We are contributing because even in this process of governance, we had to involve the population, not to have only the administration, but to go up to the family levels and to involve everyone in this process of administration. And we have seen that actually in the past we are leaving behind women, and we have said so they are more than 50% of the population. If you leave them behind, you cannot move forward. You do maybe one step and you come back one step again. So involving women has played also a big role, not only in the social justice, but also in the socio-economic development of our country. And when you also put on the table capacity building and building, bringing women in the education process and ensuring that all children, being ladies or boys, are enrolled in primary, secondary, and open for university for everyone, this capacity building education has also played a role, especially bringing on the table women in all levels of administration and in all angles of the government. And here I will say maybe that Rwanda has 61% now.
Yes, I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Rwanda has a 61.25% of women in parliament. It's the highest across Africa. I have a list of so many countries here. Nigeria is not even on the list of the first 13. So from your experience, you are in government. What is unique about women and administration and leadership and governance? What do they bring?
Wisdom. Let's say that women have this kind of tolerance first. They have more they are more patient than men, and they are listeners. And whenever they are committed, count on them. And this we have seen. And also we say, wherever you are capacitating a woman, then you are capacitating the whole family, and later on the whole community and the country. And this involvement of women, because we say wherever we are having levels of administration in the government, at least 30% should be women, wherever. And then in the cabinet, we have also, for the time being, it is again more than 50% of the cabinet being women. And this is also part of our constitution, because the constitution, which is own-grown, also homegrown constitution, we have been moving around the world to analyze different approaches when it comes to government. And we have actually developed a context-based constitution for Rwandans. And this has been helping a lot, because it brings in this element of unity and reconciliation. It brings in participation of political parties, where we have also a forum of political parties who come together whenever being in government or not in government, but they have forum where they meet and debate on the important issues of the country. You have also in the constitution that a president who do win elections cannot have more than 50% in the cabinet, meaning ministers, coming from his own party. And in the parliament, he is also not allowed to get a speaker from his own party. It means you share. And this kind of power sharing has also been something which is positive for our development.
Now that you talked about power sharing, a very important point. President Kagame has been president since the end of the genocide. He was instrumental to building a new Rwanda. Obviously, he didn't do it alone. He had help from other Rwandese as well, but he provided leadership. He has made known his interest to run again this year. Is he going to be a life president?
Let's say he's exceptional as a president. He's a good leader, and he has shown actually high level of leadership. And Rwandans can see it. If this has been seen outside the country, so why Rwandans should not see, should not be able to see it? And normally we also say that leaders who are exceptional, like him, you have them maybe in, you have one in 100 years. So if you have a chance to have this kind of person, and then the person is still capable, strong enough to lead, why would you change?
But
and this is the will of a population.
Yeah, but would you call that a democracy though?
Democracy is about the will of the population.
Right.
If they go to elections and you have competing candidates and there is one winner, so why don't you qualify it as democracy?
But it's not an environment that it's easy for opposition politicians to operate out of fear.
But you have more than 80 political parties in Rwanda, and they are open actually when it comes to elections. They are open for competition. The president does not run alone. But we say also who is actually the right person to choose. Some people from outside or Rwandans. If the Rwandans are happy with the president, I think it is right to consider that the choice is valid. And if they choose to elect him in the coming elections, I think it is also right to consider that the will has won, and to get him will be also a good thing, not only for Rwanda, but for all Africa, because we have seen what he has been doing. And we normally say, if you have a good president, don't trust him to test a new one. The one you know is better than actually experience a new one you don't know. So this is the thinking and the approach of our citizen, approach of Rwandans, to say we have been together with him. We have seen what he has been achieving, what he has helped the country to achieve. We consider where we are now. We are happy. If we say we want to continue with him, we are also right as Rwandans, and nobody else is right to say no.
Ambassador Bazivamo, thank you so much for joining us.